For those of you who use AI sometimes, there is a notion that says trash in, trash out. So when you put in a trash, like prompt that is trash, it also trash out information for you. So today, being Thursday, June the 4th, 2026, Jesus is approached by this scribe who asked a genuine question. And you notice that in this response, Jesus did not beat around the bush. In several of Jesus's questions that are addressed to him, he will not answer. He will ask another question as a response to that question so that the person will be blocked somewhere and just go away. But Jesus did not ask back today. He answered the question directly. Jesus said, "First, hear, O Israel, the Lord your God alone shall you serve. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself." This scribe asked this question because, a scribe means a writer. Being a writer or the keeper of the law, he knew that the Ten Commandments have been divided into almost 613 commands. And because of that, it's a bit confusing. Which one is the greatest of all these subsections and chapters and everything of the law? So Jesus is now responding that the law is only built upon love of God and the love of neighbor. When you look at the Ten Commandments, the only Ten Commandments that we know, not the ones that were developed many years after, they are only centered on two things: the love of God and the love of neighbor. You see, the first three commandments are about God and humanity, and then the rest of the seven are about our neighbor. So that is how the summary of all the commandments and all the prophets, is all about. So Jesus responding that love of God and love of neighbor is just, quoting about 10 commandments that were given to Moses on Mount Sinai. We too, my dear friends, it is a challenge for us today because we live in a society where sometimes what to do becomes a bit confusing. Like we are afraid of what we do that would not hurt another person. We're too much afraid of what people might feel about our own gesture, about our words, in such a way that to live, normal becomes a bit complex, becomes a bit difficult. So today, Jesus invites us to look for the essential, to look at what is good, to look at what is pleasing to God and what is pleasing to humanity. Not pleasing to humanity